client. And Umesh has created a software to help employers handle this kind of thing in a more sensible way, because it's just a big kind of logistics problem to make sure everyone is always bringing their latest documents, and this is always current and being done so that they don't end up having offenses. It's actually quite rare that immigration would come to your employer's office and say, let's have a look at your I-9s today. This doesn't happen very often. It's very infrequent, but when it does happen, you want to be ready for that. It's good to be prepared. And as working in the HR or working in the immigration department, you need to explain to your employers how important compliance is, and that it's dangerous, and it could lower their profile, you know, as a good investment if they're not taking good care of these kinds of records. You know, employers should know that this is serious business. So, comply, right? That's what it's all about. Isn't that what your job is about? Is some sort of compliance? Yes. Or, woo! You don't ever want to see those, huh? Yeah. I don't know anybody who's ever went to jail for I-9 non-compliance, but immigration may do anything. They're capable of anything these days. And actually, if you were being a big fraud in the U.S. and hiring a lot of undocumented people or improperly documented people as an employer, as a high-level, like an executive, we might make an example of you someday. You know, there could be criminal sanctions for that kind of stuff. We haven't seen much of that really in the headlines. Occasionally you'll see an employer who their whole business is based on some kind of undocumented worker situation, and they can be prosecuted criminally for harboring illegal aliens. Are there questions? Now, I-9 is terribly exciting. It's something that, you know, most of you are going to lie awake at night tonight thinking about with your families. You're going to talk to your spouse or mom or dad or somebody about what you learned in I-9s. Right? This is something we don't talk about every day, you know? You're bugging them about H's and L's and this thing. When you talk about an I-9, maybe they're going to get interested. So I suggest you bring it up. Okay? It's time for some hands-on immigration training. For this introduction, I'll turn it over to Raj here maybe in the beginning to kind of get you guys started.
For those of you who do not use any software tool, there is a tool using which you can see how fast things can be processed and how cases can be managed efficiently. So this is our own tool, INSZoom's immigration case management tool, and we have created a demo database so that you don't have to spend time creating all those. So we will be, during the next 2 hours, we'll be seeing how we can create the 3 types of visas. We'll be divided into batches, and one batch will create a H visa, the other one will create an L, and the other one will create a B. And we'll go through the process of the creation of each of these visas. Since you're all from corporates and we have set the database in such a way that these are employees of corporates and they are being sponsored by the company. So you are being given the user IDs and the passwords for you to log on to the net and then get access to the software. Swati, you have to create the company
Yeah. I think also one of the things that I want to emphasize here is that you will be, I think, if you're not already familiar or you don't use the INSZoom, you'll be impressed. But again, I know many of your companies have systems in place to do these things. The goal here is to get you familiar with how to process a visa and maybe give you some ideas on streamlining and automating the process, not necessarily giving you any special feelings for or against the software itself, but to give you ideas and promote, I think, a better or perhaps a more efficient way of doing things. So hopefully what you've obtained from this, if you don't already have a strong knowledge base in how to process the visas, is some additional ideas in preparing the actual paperwork streamlining your communication with the employees and with your HR, and maybe even with the law firms you work with.
I'm a bit inquisitive. Like, is there anyone who uses case management tool software for case management? Nobody?
Are you tracking with Excel spreadsheets mostly and things like
Mostly
that?
it's Excel.
Right? So this will be, I mean, if we're able to create enough data, if we're able to create enough cases and things in this short session that we have for you to see the strength of what kind of a reporting tool you have at your hands and things that can improve your communication and accountability with your supervisors and with the employees you work with. I think you'll be impressed. So why don't you all log in, right? Go to the Internet Explorer if you haven't already. Look at these guys, they're like lightning.
You have to leave a space.
Okay, and the usernames has
It's going to FBI website.
that's tried 3 times.
Yeah.
There is space for password. There is space for this is one.
Not FBI.
Only the usernames have spaces. Training space the number.
Without the space machine.
Yeah.
I think there's a hash mark.
Yeah, that.
You're right. Are you in?
Trying to
See, look at you.
Put her name down.